Okay, so that was one complete exhale for the gentleman who was commenting on one of my previous videos that he wanted me to fully exhale before I started to speak. So there it was. There you go. Hey everybody, hey guys out there, vaping guys, hey vaping gals, it is Vaping Cookie, and I want to say first thank you to all of my new subscribers. Thank you so much for subscribing to this channel. I apologize in advance for the content of all of my videos. So here I am, got my background up. It is a curtain, and I'm sure many people will point out how wrinkly the curtain is, but it's something, and it's helping my lighting situation immensely. So I'm glad for that, and I will continue to work on it in the future. Thank you for all of you who give me advice. I have read all of it. I appreciate it. Thank you for the gentleman who sent me the video, and I'm looking into it. I'm so slammed right now. My goodness, I actually shot a video last Monday, I think it was. Monday, and I called it my Tuesday talk. I was ahead of the game at that point, and I was going to put out my Tuesday talk, and then my computer completely took a crap on me. I've just got to get a new computer. That has to be priority one. It's giving me a fit every time I try to get a video out to you guys. It's taking me like, I use Power Director for my editing program, and I know it's not the greatest thing in the world. It was what I could afford at the time. Now I'm comfortable using it, so that's what I've been using. And the program just will not save a completed MP4 video, MPEG-4, or anything. I've tried it directly to YouTube. I've tried all kinds of things, and I'm having issues. So the last thing that I'm trying today, or tonight, is to shoot directly in Power Director. So it's my first time attempting that, and we'll just have to work with it. It's what we've got for the moment. But I see a new computer in my future. So yeah, I look a fright. It's Sunday night. I've been trying so hard to make time this weekend. Oh my gosh. I worked 50 hours. I did 50 hours of massage this past week. And then Saturday, I was supposed to go and see Weezer at Universal Studios. It ended up not working out for various reasons. So I didn't get to do that, and I was completely bummed. And then I said, well, fine, I'll spend Saturday shooting all kinds of videos. I made plans, I wrote in my little notebook that I have, and then just nothing happened. We ended up going a little bit out of town for dinner. It took up a whole chunk of the evening. So then I said, okay, Sunday. Sunday is the day. And it is now 10:14 Sunday night, but I'm here and I'm making a video for you guys. So this is my weekend vape. I just can't call it a Tuesday talk anymore, because even if I film it on Tuesday or Monday, it doesn't seem like it'll get up in time. So I guess it'll change to weekend vape. And that was a long intro, wasn't it? That's what I'm known for, huh? So I have a lot of stuff to share with you guys. I always do, because I'm so far behind. But the main thing, I think I'll just go ahead and start with it. I got my Vapor Shark in this week. It is awesome. It's a DNA 30 device, and I've got my K-Fun Light on here, K-Fun Light Plus, and I absolutely love this thing. I really do. I wish that the battery life were a little bit longer on it, but I think, you know, that trade-off of having it just so compact just fits perfectly in your hand. I think it's well worth it to have the smaller size. I am looking for a cover for mine. I saw that J-Wraps, I believe. J-Wraps has like the carbon fiber stuff, and I had a conversation with the lady at J-Wraps. I think her name was Rachel, and I was asking her, I think Dimitri had something done with the VP Live logo, or I thought it was a Vape Team logo, and she was just kind of like, well, find me an image on Google, and I just haven't had the time to do all that, but I know I could get a custom wrap done for it. I also talked to Vapor Skins. I have a good relationship with them. He calls me the Weezer Freak. They did my Weezer cover, but they don't have one currently for the Vapor Shark. If they do, I'm going to be honest with you, if they get one in the future, I'm probably going to go with them, because the guy, Miguel, is just so stinking nice. It was a totally different experience. Nothing against anybody at J-Wraps. I'm sure she's always pressed for time, but it just didn't work out yet. But I do want to get this covered. If you know where I can find a really good cover for my Vapor Shark, please let me know in the comments below. You know why I never finish exhaling before I talk? I was really thinking about this. I just feel like I spend so much time in vaping videos watching people, vape. And I want you guys to see me vape. I vape normally in these videos, but I don't want you to spend half of your time just watching me. And if you make videos, it's nothing against you. It's just my personal opinion. I don't think you should sit here and watch me vape for 20 minutes. I am going to try and keep this video short to for me, short 15 to 20 minutes. So we'll see. So other than that, I have a dripper that I don't even have in the room with me. I bought an iGo W, so you'll see me using that. I've got it built to 0.9 ohms, and I've been using that on my Vapor Shark, but I went out earlier. I wish I had that with me, but I'm not even going to waste your time and get up and go get that. So those are my two new things. I am still enjoying the heck out of my MVPs. I've got 3 of them, and I absolutely love them. My favorite setup currently is the MVP2 with a K-Fun Light Plus, K-Fun Clone, whatever on it. That's just the way I like to vape. A lot of you asking me questions about the MVP2 compared with something else. As in, should I get the MVP2 or the Coolfire 2? Should I get the MVP2 or the iTaste 134? Should I get the MVP2 or fill in the blank? The Vamo is one that I get often. And my opinion, you should go with the MVP2. It is still my favorite mod. I named that video that for a reason. When I first took that next vaping step, like off of an Ego Twist style battery, I made the step to the Vamo because that was what was available at the time. Now, to be fair, my Vamo is a version 2. I know that they have improved a lot of things in, version 62 or whatever version they're on right now. But I still think, and this is just my opinion, that the MVP2 is the better way to go. I like the size of it. I like that I can plug it in and I don't have to switch out batteries. If you are a person that doesn't want to replace your device, you are going to have to replace this device eventually. It's going to last you, who knows, a year and a half, maybe more. Depends on if it's your only one. If you, just use that and nothing else, you are going to have to replace it. So if you think about it, you're going to have to make, I don't know, these keep coming down in price. What is it now? Like you can find it for $40. You're going to have to make a $40 investment once a year. For me, that's not an issue. But if you are somebody that wants to switch out batteries and you want to replace your batteries every year, that's something that you need to take into account. I'm not one of those people. But if you are a person that would prefer to put a battery in something and use it, the MVP2 is not going to be for you. If you want something that's easy, that you just plug into the wall, mine last me forever. I do have 3 of them, but they last me even when I was using, I don't think I ever just used one to see how long the battery went, but even when I just had 2, I think they lasted me 2 days, and now when I have more devices, they're lasting me 3 or 4 days. I don't plug them in very often at all, and I just love this device. I can't say enough great things about it. A lot of the questions that you guys ask me are opinion-based questions, and I know it's because you are trying to find what you want to buy. And if I could give you a tip about anything, question-wise, trying to figure out, people's opinions, because everybody's going to have different opinions. When the Vamo came out, everybody was like, this is the thing, this is the way to go. And consistently you heard that. And then when the MVP2 came out, even the MVP1 that was just variable voltage, everybody said, oh, go in that direction. MVP2 was the Vamo killer. Eventually, something's going to come out and it's going to be the MVP2 killer. It's just, something at that price point that's going to walk all over it. It hasn't happened yet, but I'm sure that it's coming. So what I would advise you to do is just watch a ton of reviews. Find people that are first of all, I think there's that one category of people you trust. I trust and I take into account what Phil says, what Nick says, what Dimitri says. I watch a ton of people and I say, okay, this is somebody who consistently gives me a good opinion. So I trust what they have to say. And then in that other category, I try to watch people who are kind of in the same vape spot that I am. A great example of this, I think, is Chris, Indoor Smokers. I find him hilarious, but he's also kind of in that same vape place where I am. So I tend to listen to what he has to say in his reviews because he kind of has a lot of the same opinions as me. So if I could tell you, one good thing when you're trying to figure out what you want to buy, listen to the people who are in the same spot as you and listen to the people who have tried just about everything there is to try out there. 2 categories. That being said, we're not all going to agree on devices. We all have different needs. We have different priorities in devices. So, you got to take what we say even with a grain of salt and kind of factor in your lifestyle and, things that are hand friendly mean a lot to me. A lot of people like tube style devices, things like that. Those don't work for me anymore because to me, I've moved on from them. Not to say they're a bad device or anything like that. Something like that might appeal to you, but I'm a lazy vapor. I've always said that. And so I think that's why things like this or things like the Vapor Shark or even the Cool Fire 2, it's so just hand friendly. That's why those appeal to me as opposed to a tube style mod. I'm not somebody who's ever gotten into mechanicals, so those don't yet have that appeal for me. I guess that's really that and Genesis style atomizers are the only direction that's out right now where I haven't gone. So who knows? 2 months from now, I might be sitting here telling you that that's the way to go, in my opinion. We all have those, baby steps that we take, I think. So I hope that was helpful to you. I also wanted to give you another tip about juice. I'm going to start a new series, and it's going to be the All About series. All about a beginner setup. All about tanks. All about whatever. But the first one that I'm going to do, and I know that might be weird because it's not the All About beginner setup first, is all about juice. Almost all of the questions that I seem to get are about juice. What sort of juice should I buy? Where should I buy it from? Do you have a recommendation on this? What do I do about my nic level? Should I be stepping down? How do I step down? Those kind of things. I'm going to take and cover all of that stuff in one video. Okay? And an example of this, I wanted to just provide this quick tip. If you are somebody that is trying to make the switch from tobacco cigarettes, I don't think that I would advise you to go out and buy what you probably would think you would need at first. Like when I was a Misty menthol smoker, seems like years ago now, but that's what I was. And so when I started vaping, I went out and bought every menthol e-liquid I could. I tried so many different brands and so many different menthols within each brand, trying to find a juice that was like my Misties. It's not possible because there's no combustion. So nothing tasted like Misty menthols to me. And I just thought, oh, I hate all of these juices. It took me finding a berry juice to make the switch for good. So if I could give you one quick tip, if you're asking me about juice, most of the questions that I get about juice are from people who are beginners. I just wanted to throw that out there first, and I'm sure I'll, touch on it again in my All About Juice video. But I would advise you to try something totally different. If you were a Marlboro smoker, for example, I would try some menthols. You may not have liked menthol cigarettes, but you might like menthol juices a lot. I would go to several companies. I always talk about Mount Baker Vapor because they are inexpensive, but there are so many juice companies out there to try. Buy sampler packs, buy small quantities, try out a lot of different things. Subscription services. A lot of people like Sample Box. I've tried Craft Vapory. I've tried the Drip Club. I like both of those. Get into something where you're trying a whole bunch of stuff and get it in things that aren't like your cigarettes, basically. Then you can kind of pinpoint your flavor profile. Like for me, I like berries. If I'm going to try a new company for the first time, I'm going to try things that are berries and things that are sweet. That's just what I like. But it took me a lot of, fumbling around until I figured out what I like. Once you get your flavor profile nailed down, then you can kind of play with that and you know that you're going to get something that you'll probably like. And you can try 2 or things in a different company, and you can go from there. But it's kind of hard at first, and I think that's why I get all of those questions. But if I were trying to now come off of tobacco cigarettes, that's what I would do. I would try things that are totally different from whatever my brand of cigarette was. Eventually, you might go back and you might like something called Marlboro. You never know, you might like some of the tobaccos out there. I find I was a menthol smoker. I never thought that tobacco e-liquids would appeal to me. Those are some of my favorite right now. Never thought that I would be saying that to you, but I think you just kind of change over time after you get off of cigarettes and your taste buds change back. You start, I don't know, liking different things. But at first, you're not going to find anything out there that's like your cigarette, so I wouldn't even bother with that. I'm almost at the 15-minute mark already. Midas. Midas cinnamon candy is just an amazing juice. So the other question that I get a lot about juice, and I'm not going to cover it in the juice video, so I thought I would put it here, is comments about Blue Moo and Moo Juice from Mount Baker Vapor. If you have tried these juices based on my recommendation, thanks. That's really cool. If you didn't like those juices, I'm so sorry you didn't like those juices. If you loved those juices, I'm so glad that you like those juices. I like them too. They're sort of like my comfort vapes still. I still vape both of these every single day. I really enjoy them still. You're going to have to find somebody, if you're going to watch YouTube for juice recommendations, you're going to have to find somebody that likes the same type of stuff that you do. If you're not a berry person, I wouldn't even bother with Blue Moo or Moo Juice based on just my recommendation. You know, there are plenty of people that I watch, great examples, people that like menthols. You know that's not in my flavor profile, so I like watching their juice reviews, but it's not something that I take to heart. I prefer, watching juice reviews for juices that I think I might like, if that makes sense. So if berries don't appeal to you, if sweet things don't appeal to you, and it's fine. We're all different. But if you are somebody that likes berry juices, I think that those are a couple good ones to try. I love Mo juice. These are both, to me, fine right out of the mailbox. Every time I have ever ordered them, they were fine to vape right out of the mailbox. If you try them and you don't like them straight out of the mailbox, give them a few days. I never had that problem, so it's not something that I can really tell you about, but I like them straight out of the mailbox. If there's something that you just don't like, I'm sorry. It's so hard with juice reviews. It's so hard to give, I might like something that you hate. Okay, here's a great example. I would never enjoy mentholated peach green tea like Dimitri does. We just have different, things that we like. It's just what happens. But I sure do still enjoy those every single day. So there's my video. I'm going to go ahead and cut it off. Some really cool things coming up. This week on the Vape team, I'm supposed to be doing a review of the Lily mod from Inikin. And then I'm going to shoot my Cool Fire 2 video. I'm aiming to do that tomorrow, but it may have to wait until Wednesday. I've got some really cool juice reviews that I shot a long time ago, but I was waiting because I have a giveaway to do, and I was waiting for the juice to get into my hands before I put the review up here. So that's going to be up for you guys as soon as I can get all of these things edited. They will be on their way. I will be doing a video on the Vapor Shark. I just wanted to try it out for a week or so and then give you my honest opinion on it, because I've never had a DNA 20 and this is my first DNA 30. So I wanted to use it, figure out the ins and outs of it, how the battery does, how it does with the dripper and a tank, and an aspire and things like that. also have those aspires that I need to do. I have a ton of things always that I have to do. But now, if this video works fine for me, I have a system that will work and I will be back. My season is finally over. Massage-wise, all of the northerners are going back home and my schedule is lightened where I can sit down and talk with you guys. So thank you for your patience with me, and I'll always, always, always hope you're having a really great vape week too. Bye!